Hello everybody, welcome back to the Zekko Football Channel. In one of the craziest sagas of the summer, Liverpool have had a £110 million bid accepted by Brighton for Moises Caicedo. In the event that Liverpool pull off this absolutely spectacular signing, it will be one of the largest transfers in Premier League history. But how does the 21-year-old Ecuadorian improve them? I'm glad you asked, because today we're going to answer. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe, you like the video, and turn on those notifications. And now, strap in Liverpool fans, because we're discussing how Moises Caicedo improves Liverpool Football Club. There's no two ways of saying this. Moises Caicedo turns Liverpool into serious title contenders, even possibly ahead of Arsenal. Caicedo in this midfield with his link up with Szoboszlai and McAllister just transforms this Liverpool midfield and turns them into both one with industry but also the creativity and progression to be able to make the ball go further up the pitch at a faster rate. 6 progressive passes on average per 90 is very good for a holding defensive midfielder. And then you think about his age, only 21 years old. The fee doesn't necessarily mean all too much, but £110 million, is it ridiculous? Yes, of course it is. But when you're talking about the progression of this Liverpool side, their need to go in for a midfielder after the likes of Fabinho and Jordan Henderson have left, I think this makes a lot of sense. Caicedo in this Liverpool side just transforms them and takes them to a whole new level. As for the transformation that they actually are going to make, well, we know that Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to come into midfield to try and dictate the play, almost as like a playmaker for this Liverpool side, allowing the likes of Szoboszlai and McAllister to take up these spots in these central attacking midfield roles. The likes of Salah and Diaz obviously making those runs towards the box, while Cody Gakpo dropping a little bit deeper to help out with the build-up play, getting himself into the box later on. But it's Alexander-Arnold's movement and Trent's real desire to get into the middle of the pitch that's going to change the way that this Liverpool side set up. Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson obviously come round to make that back three, and then you have that midfield double pivot of Trent and Caicedo. Caicedo doing a lot of the marking work, making sure that a lot of the passing lanes are cleared up, and also making sure that Alexander-Arnold is able to progress the ball forwards as many times as he would like. His fluctuation in his position with Caicedo just makes Liverpool that little bit more dangerous, but at the same time it also means that they're more difficult to play against. The fluctuation in formation that Caicedo gives this Liverpool side, I think, is his greatest asset. Yes, he's fantastic at tackling, and yes, generally he's a brilliant player, but it's almost the ability that he gives other players to go and be free in this Liverpool setup that I think is his most instrumental quality. Szoboszlai and McAllister have been brought into this side, far more technical players than what they're used to. Now, previously Liverpool were an extremely athletic and running side, and I'm not saying they're not going to be that anymore, but Szoboszlai is more used to picking up those half spaces, as is Alexis McAllister, and with Caicedo in the side, much like the way they operated at Brighton, McAllister is then unlocked to be able to go forwards. And when we're talking about the unlocking of players, I think we do need to go back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He is a player that Liverpool need to be building their side around, and now I believe that Jurgen Klopp is using this transition from right back into centre midfield as an option to be able to bring one of Liverpool's, if not Liverpool's best creator, further up the pitch and into the more creative aspects of his game. Previously, he did all of his good work out on this right-hand side, but coming into the pitch just gives him different passing lanes, and his ability to really find any kind of pass with his range and his vision is something that I don't think can be underestimated. Mo Salah and Luis Diaz are going to be absolutely pivotal in trying to pick up those pockets of space out on those wings, but when they don't do that, they're going to be drifting in field. I don't think the Liverpool are going to be crossing all too much, with Cody Gakpo needing to get into the box. I think it's going to be far more technical. The shots from outside of the box are going to be absolutely crucial, and I think Trent Alexander-Arnold actually is going to play a massive role in that. The recycling of possession through Alexander-Arnold is something that I think Liverpool are going to thrive off of. His ability and vision, like we've already spoken about, to be able to play those crossfield passes is just so good. Robertson is no longer going to be needed to make those overlapping runs, even though I'm sure he is still going to, but it's going to be the interplay between McAllister, Szoboszlai and these two in a double pivot that just allows Liverpool to make that additional attacking transition. and something that I think is going to be extremely dangerous for other teams coming up against them. The back three was going to be a little bit more exposed, but now with Caicedo in the side, they don't need to worry about that. And it's the freedom that is given to Trent Alexander-Arnold, not only to move from right back, but to be put into central midfield and then have the ability with Caicedo in the side to be able to move forward and join the attack, that I think is going to be absolutely brilliant. And then there's the pressing game. What I've got here is a Liverpool starting 11. Now, before you start going, I know that Curtis Jones is not a central defensive midfielder. However, in trying to find a solution, I have seen him deployed in pre-season as a defensive midfielder in a Liverpool 11. But what I really want to look at is the defensive lines that get put in when Liverpool start to press. This is the defensive line here, this is the midfield line, and this is the attacking line. Now, generally, Liverpool want to be a high-pressing side. They want to get turnovers closer to the opposition goal so they're able to convert it and then go on the attack. The counter-pressing situations that Jurgen Klopp wants to create are extremely vital and important, and this is down a lot of the time to two things. One is the defensive line and how high that line is held. The second thing is how high the midfield line is held, and this is dictated by the two, or singular in this case, central defensive midfielders. The two central attacking midfielders will then go and support the likes of the attackers to be able to start that press, but it's the defensive midfielder that's going to be able to dictate the line and how far the actual team presses up. If he goes a little bit further or has the ability to go further, that means the defensive line can follow, and therefore you're condensing that pitch that little bit more. With Curtis Jones in the side, because he's not necessarily as defensively sound as someone else, or even if Fabinho is in the side, because of his lack of movement and his lack of ability to really push up the pitch and then come back, what you're ending up seeing is a lower defensive line, and this is down to the midfield line that is dictated by the central defensive midfielder. If I put Moises Caicedo into this side, things change. And it looks like this. With Caicedo in the side, because of his mobility and his ability to really drop deep and then go back forwards, his ability to press with this Liverpool side, specifically the two central attacking midfielders, it means that this midfield line moves up just a few yards, and then with a knock-on effect has the defensive line moving that little bit further forward. Now, naturally, as you can see, it's much closer to the attacking line. The attacking line will be the first line of the press, second line obviously being the midfield line, and the ability for this condensed area to just be there and be so close and tight-knit means that opposition sides are going to find it difficult to traverse through this midfield block, and it therefore makes the defensive unit's job that little bit easier. Having Caicedo in the side with his mobility, with his ability to read the game, and also his ability to press in tight-knit situations, it just makes Liverpool far, far better without the ball, and therefore a far more dangerous threat. And then finally, there's Moises Caicedo's flexibility in a Liverpool team, and we know he has a very good ability to play right back if Trent Alexander-Arnold, for whatever reason, was needed to be rested, or even because he was injured. Caicedo could come in and play that role, and even in certain scenarios, I think, when they want to be able to progress that ball a little bit further and didn't want just Bajcetic in the centre of that midfield, I think Caicedo could move into the midfield, and then you'd see the same thing happen. The back three would then move around, and you'd have that midfield four once more, created by Caicedo being able to drift inside. His flexibility in different positions just gives Liverpool so many different options, and it's just a no-brainer for me. He is a fantastic player, not only for his quality off the ball, but his quality on the ball and his flexibility in different scenarios and positions. Brilliant. So overall, Moises Caicedo is one of the best midfielders that Liverpool could pick up in this day and age. His ability to really help out this Liverpool side, not only to go forwards, but also defensively, is just fantastic. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts on Moises Caicedo in the comment section below and how you believe he could help this Liverpool outfit. I'd love to hear from you. Please make sure you like the video, you subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.